Hello. I know it's 2 in the morning, but I can't sleep right now. I'll probably fall asleep sometime soon. But I figured eventually I would have to make a video on electricity safety. Because I know what I'm doing. I mean, I would say 80% of the time I know exactly what I'm doing, what I must do, and been very successful at it. We all have our downfalls and things happen. Uh, I know I've been sharing about PC power supplies being torn apart to be utilized for other things to power up or use the parts from them. But I'm here to say if you don't know what you're doing, this is a very, very serious thing because the power supplies, even from old computers down to gaming high-end PCs now, you have to be careful with all of them because tearing into those, desoldering different things, and if you are not good with soldering, this is not a project for you to just start tackling for the fun of it, because this fun of it can kill you. The capacitors on there, all the different things, the transformers, and I'm not talking about the animation, but the transformer that takes the 110 down to where it needs to be, where you have all the transistors and all these different things inside of there. The capacitors are probably one of the most dangerous in there, including the transformer. So if you ever decide to do this, you need somebody that can show you what actually needs to be done, because I know I post a lot of videos on electronics, with soldering, with lighting things up with electricity. Now playing with 12 volts and 5 volts, I'm not scared if somebody is just using a PC power supply and just utilizing the voltage in the PC power supply that it's provided. But if you are going inside and tampering with the board itself or removing the board and not being safe with it, this can kill you. So just wanted to make this video because, not that I'm worried about it myself, I am very safety conscious when it comes to electricity. I don't like playing with electricity if I know it's going to be dangerous. If I know it's going to be safe, I'm willing to play with it. I mean, I've done light fixtures, I've done a ceiling fan, I've done a dishwasher, I've done a range, I've done all kinds of different things with electricity. So I am not scared of it. It's just you have to have that safety conscience fear of it. That, should you do it live? No, there's some idiots out there doing electricity live. And if you're doing it live, eventually you kind of deserve to be zap fried dead. Because really, safety with electricity is very important. And so I just wanted to put this video out there. Obviously, I was watching Star Trek Next Generation, and I'm going to just show some of the components I ripped off of this board itself. And this board is a little bit more safe, and I got two more. There's some really good components on there. Some of the capacitors might be garbage, but the heat sinks and some of the other components, like the wiring and the input for plugging into the power supply, that's some good stuff still, because it's just copper wiring basically. So I don't want this video to go any longer, but make sure you're safe when you're playing with electricity. It doesn't matter if it's a computer, video game console, stuff in the wall, stuff to do with your computer. It doesn't matter what the electronic is. Be safe with it. So this is the board I was talking about. I'm gonna get this cable off eventually, but right here, as you can see, all the little solder points on there. Right there, those two big, huge ones right there, those are a little challenging. That's the red and I want to say the black, yeah, the black cables. But anyway, I need to desolder that, but I got that big blue one off. This one could be dangerous because if it still had a load in there, this potentially from touching where the solder points are, those could kill you. But it's got a nice rubber top, so I wouldn't fully worry about it. Here's the heat sink I was talking about. Got a fuse. These are regulators. I'm not exactly sure 100% what this one is, but I'm wondering if it's the 12 volts. This one might be the 5. I've had these before in the past. And then we got some other capacitors right here, and they pulled off pretty easily. And I've even found that a lot of people have said the desoldering braid from Radio Shack is absolute crap, and you know, they might be right, but I also found a new trick, and the trick is to use this soldering paste. And this paintbrush I have right here, that's actually a tester, brand tester for when you're painting model cars and stuff. But I'm using this brush for putting the paste on this board. So you put the paste on the solder point, and you also just basically unfold this braid a little bit like I got right here. And once you put the soldering iron, I was using 2 of them, both rated at 40. Some of the solder points were really on there, so I decided I would use 2 of them combined at the same time, and a lot of the components started dropping like flies. Not literally, but a lot quicker than what I'm normally used to. So that was the thought. I have multiple soldering irons. So this one right here, you see in this stand right here, is a snap-on 40 watt. And then this is that Radio Shack one. This one technically goes to this one right here, and it can become 20 or 40 with this little button. But that's what happened is I got some components off, so that was really pretty cool for tonight. And some Star Trek Next Generation made it to season 2. Well, good night, have fun.